They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast. One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on. Unrestricted Podcast listeners, thank you so much for clicking play. Because of you, those numbers are going up, up, and up. And as you know, the Patreon is alive and well. Head on over to patreon.com/DreRawka, DreRawka. But most importantly, just like, share, comment, subscribe. It's free to show love. Tell people about the show. That way you can learn more about great guests like my guy across from me, friend of the show and family. My man Zack Partridge is in the building. COO and matchmaker for Fierce Fighting Championship. He's a fighter himself. Just got back from Jersey. How was Brick City?
Dude, it was, honestly, we didn't get to see a whole lot. We just flew into the airport and they put us at the Marriott. That was like on the airport property. So we just hung out there, and then the Ubers and Lyfts were like stupid expensive. There's always traffic. So like we were going to go like check it out, but I was just, when you're there to cut weight, you're just like cutting weight and then just chilling. And then the fight, and then fight doesn't go the way we wanted, and kind of banged up. And so we just chilled at the hotel mostly. Like that was it.
That's just in and out. There, do business and out.
Yep.
Well, the East Coast, I don't know what they're thinking about tolls and all this stuff. You got to pay to just travel. So
Eamon Garcia was in my corner, and the Uber on the way back from the venue from the fights, and we go through this toll road, and he had a couple of drinks at the venue after the fight, and he's like, the Lyft driver, he's like, what is this? Like, what is this? And I'm like, dude, they're tolls. And he's like, I've never seen, like, what is it? Yeah. Born and raised in Utah, so.
The only toll I know about is up by you, the Adams Street.
Yeah, but like I grew up in Maryland, I went on a mission in Virginia. My sisters both used to live in Texas, both of them. So, I've been around like where you have tolls and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of a foreign concept if you've been born and raised in Utah your whole life.
It's you fought on, was it MMA Pro 7?
League, yeah. MMA Pro League is the promotion, and that was their 7th show.
7th show, New Jersey. It's a short notice fight, right?
Shorter. I just think they were trying to fill up the card. They had a lot of fights fall off, and I think they were trying to fill up the card. So they were looking for a guy from Florida. I raised my hand, said I was interested, sent it to my manager, coach. They were like, yep, like, great, go do it. And then he was struggling. Apparently he didn't get his medicals done, was dragging his feet. And so they yanked him and swapped in this other cat that on 9 days notice that I ended up fighting. So
you were supposed to fight a Florida guy?
Both of them were for Florida though. But yeah, they were just trying to fill up the card a little bit. And either way it was like less than 3 weeks, but I'm always training. Like I can make 85 weeks notice anytime.
Yeah.
So
plus, it's the experience, right? You never done out of state,
right? You're
more of a Southern Utah guy,
Now,
and now you got the opportunity to go out to Jersey, fight, throw our flag out there, I can't say enough, man. I'm so happy and so proud that you got that opportunity, that you took that opportunity, because not a lot of guys have the balls to, one, take a short notice fight and fight anybody, and two, to actually leave your family, and because it was just you and Ammon, right?
It was just us.
And go out there and do work.
It's fine. It's what I think that's what it is to be a fighter, to go like travel and do it. Like, I think Utah is a unique market with fighting where I think everybody has just gotten very custom and comfortable fighting at home all the time. We don't see a lot of gyms around here traveling regularly. And,
why do you think that is? Is it because there's no opportunity outside of Utah?
No, not at all. I think it's a cultural thing that when Steel Fist was rolling active and now Fierce is rolling heavy active, there's not really a reason to travel and fight. Mm-hmm. It's just more convenient to fight at home. So everybody just there's always opportunities here. So they just wait for their opportunities here. Like they have 2 promotions that are kicking. And, we're ramped up to 13 fights a year, back-to-back years now. Steel Fist, they're not as active, but, they're still on track for six shows in 12 months scheduled, basically. So, that there's plenty of opportunity here. So if there's plenty of opportunity here and you have a promoter and matchmaker that tries to accommodate all the local Utah guys as best as he can, like as a corner, like wouldn't you rather, and a coach in a corner, wouldn't you rather put your guys all on one show rather than like these big gyms? Like, man, like my manager, Roman, he had me and another kid in New York or in New Jersey. He had guys on Tough Enough in Vegas. He had guys in other play. I mean, I can't remember right now, but like he had guys like that weekend in like 4 or 5 different spots, so.
What is the benefit though? What is the benefit? Is it just experience? What is the benefit of getting out of Utah?
I think it's experience and comfort and just different looks. Also, I mean, I think you can just gain an appreciation for what we do have here in Utah, and it gives you a little bit more perspective. Working with another athletic commission, if you think that Utah's athletic commission isn't great, you can kick rocks. Like, go to New Jersey, respectfully, the people we work with, they try their best in Idaho, but like the lawmakers and stuff in Idaho, they make it hell on us. Like respectfully, they suck to work with. And they're handcuffed by their lawmakers and their bosses. I think their staff does the best they can, and they're just dealt a really rough deck of cards that they have to work through with. And I just think it's really crappy the way it's played there. But every time I've had experiences go other places, I become more and more grateful for our Utah Athletic Commission.
What's the big difference? Because it seems like, I mean, it's the same sport, right? Same rules. Why is the Athletic Commission, why do lawmakers make it so difficult to be uniform?
Well, I mean, there's different things. Funding's a big one, right? In Idaho, for example, they get no taxpayer dollars, goes to the licensing. The licensing department runs the Athletic Commission there. So, and combative sports gets no taxpayer dollar support in the state of Idaho. Where in Utah, combat sports is subsidized by taxpayer dollars as well. So the fees are extremely high on the promotions and on the fighters and corners licenses and things like that.
Does it make it worth it working with a state that is more expensive?
Honestly, what frustrates with me with Fierce when we go up to Idaho Falls and do shows, and we have people being like, you should go up to Boise or like get more into Idaho than just Southeast Idaho. I don't want to. I'm just trying to fill the void because they're close enough that I feel like it's a worthwhile investment. Some of those guys come down here every once in a while too. And like, it's a good venue, and, we go up there, like the people up there want it, but like we bring more value to them than they bring to us. Like, no questions asked. And again, I'm not talking about the people I work with up there, because they're handcuffed by the same rules and they're just doing their job.
Yeah. I'm
not talking about the people we deal with. I'm talking about their bosses and their bosses' bosses. And they suck. Like,
So again, is it worth it?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, we go back and forth. The show's a lot of fun. The Mountain America Center is a fantastic venue up there to work with. So,
beautiful.
Going
the Idaho athletes are amazing. I mean, look at Castro.
I mean, and that's the thing, right? We've had some really good shows up there and really good matchups and some great turnouts. We've sold that place out a few times. And so, I mean, the vibe and the brand and the growth and expanding our footprint and things like that. I mean, Fierce isn't. I mean, if you ask me where Fierce is going to be in 5 years, I don't think it's just going to be Utah and Idaho either. I think there's opportunities to grow into other states as well and expand our footprint. And so it's just part of the learning curve of working with other athletic commissions. But regardless, no matter where I go, very grateful for the people that we have here.
Mm. Going back to your fight in New Jersey, how did you feel about taking this fight? How did you feel walking into it? What was the experience of the venue like, the promotion? Take me through this.
So I set out a goal. I wanted to fight 4 times this year. And, so we jumped on this opportunity. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get it, to do it, to travel, to hit that goal of 4, this year and get it done before the holidays. So I could just I wasn't having to stay ready and for a short notice fight during the holiday times. Like, I think that's tougher, and it's tougher on the family. I mean, last weekend was tough on the family too. My wife had to hold it down at home with a lot going on, and as always, she did fantastic. But ideally, it would have been a different weekend. But it's different. I'm happy that I did it. I don't regret it at all. That promotion particularly, they did some things very well and they were cool, but there are some things that, I feel like, not to toot our horn, but I could sit down and talk to the guy that runs that, and man to man and promoter to promoter, give him some tips on some things that he could do to definitely make it better. And, think about the fighters first in some of the instances rather than just his brand. But I mean, he was very gracious. He was very kind. He didn't, he wasn't rude by any means, but I just think some of his priorities with their show, sometimes it did seem to a little bit more about the show than it was the fighters. And at Fierce, I feel like we do a pretty good job of putting the fighters first.
That's funny because I don't think, as a fan, I don't think we would even realize that.
No, you don't.
No,
the fans don't, but I do, right? Yeah. And that's the thing is I have worn and I get to wear all the hats as a fighter, as a corner. I've cornered out of state, in New York, ironically, right next to New Jersey. I've cornered, and then matchmaking and putting on a whole show. Like, there's some things that he did. Like, I have a tremendous amount of respect and appreciation for giving me an opportunity to fight on his platform and things like that. Like, that stuff, like, thank you so much. But and nothing that was huge or like a deal breaker. Like, I'm not even saying, it's not like I'm like, oh, I never go back and fight there. Like, I'd go fight for them again. Mm-hmm. But there would have to be some assurances. Some things would be different. For example, like, it's in our contract. We have to wear those, their shorts, those MMA Pro League shorts, which were cool, by the way. They look cool, but I don't like the tight shorts. I've never fought in tight shorts before. I don't want to fight in tight shorts. I like the loose one with the slip. I like it to feel a little bit more like free. And then I got there and I found out that's all they had.
They weren't, if you're going to make me wear your shorts, there should be options.
So I assumed when I signed the contract that said that we had to wear MMA Pro League shorts, I assumed that we'd have different style options.
Yeah. Just like any other major league promotion that
correct
is going to make you wear their shorts.
Correct.
Whether if it's
that's what I'm saying. And that's such a small thing.
It's not, though, because it's about performance, right? If you're comfortable in your shorts that you train in and you get put into biker shorts, like, it's you're not going to be comfortable. Like, you have, as a fighter, I'm not a fighter, but I'm assuming that, it's just like DJing,
let's put it this way. At weigh-ins, I was not happy about that at all. But by the time it's time the fight go around, it's like, at the end of the day, is it really going to change anything? No, I just didn't like the way it looked. I don't like the way it feels.
Yeah.
Like, that's not my jam. Like, that's not me. But it's his show, and I should ask more questions and gotten down to it. So,
does that mean that there's no sponsor on shorts now?
Correct. That was another hard thing for me, is because they were limited on budget because there was 2 out-of-state fighters, right? Neither of us are really selling tickets. They're on Triller, which is a subscription-based model. I hope that they're getting a decent amount of money for that, because I know I had a lot of people tuning in. My opponent has a good following, and he had a lot of people tuning in from Miami. He promotes very well himself, so I hope that they're getting a lot of money from Triller to be on that app, but they were limited on budget. So, that was as little as I've ever been paid to fight, and that includes probably my amateur fights, because making ticket sales here and sponsors. But I didn't get any sponsor money out there because I couldn't rep anybody on my shorts.
Yeah, and there's I'm assuming 7 events in.
Yeah.
So,
but he's been around doing it a long time. This is just his own show. So gotcha. And it is different. I talked to one of the amateurs in the back. They don't pay ticket sales commissions to amateurs. That's crazy. To me, that's crazy.
Is that a commission thing or is that a promotion thing?
To me, that's a promotion thing. Like, we do it here.
Yeah.
But I know there's other states that's not a thing, but that's another thing to be grateful for here in Utah. And I'm not trying to bash, like I said, like the uniform thing it looks sharp and it looks good. It does. But I'm not comfortable in tight shorts. But the production, was pretty cool. Like the big screen and the walkout and everything. It was cool. The venue was beautiful. They put us in a beautiful venue, way nice, big cage. It was the same cage as ours, except bigger, like the big circle, you know. Big locker rooms, which I appreciate a lot. You know, good space. Staff was great. The guy in the back that's coordinating all the fighters on when it's time to stage and walk and all that stuff, he worked for the UFC. His first event he worked where he met his wife was Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier.
What?
Yeah, like OG boxing guy.
Wow.
I mean, really. I mean, so and
that's cool.
That part of, you know, he's showing me pictures of him and Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and all these guys, and me and Ammon in the back, and his name was Bert, and you know, they put us in a beautiful hotel, 5-star Marriott hotel. So like some parts, like they really did do a really good job of taking care of us, really, and the staff was very nice and accommodating and good from that standpoint too. So like I highlighted some of the things that I didn't love, but like there are some things they did really exceptionally well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to be a promotion and get everything right?
100%.
I'm sure there's some things in Fierce that will work. I mean, there definitely is, because we've corrected a lot of them.
For sure.
So
you know me, like I'm always trying to make it better too.
Yeah, like that's why I love you as a person. I love what you and team is building at Fierce, is that you're open to criticism, but you also are like, yo, we do some really cool stuff, but we also have some work to do on some other things
for
as well.
sure. I mean, I want the criticism, I want the feedback, and when it's valid, we try and listen and whatever. There's a lot of things people are like, you guys should do this, and it's like, dude, we have me, Sage, and Blake that do this full time, like. Exactly. And if we had the budget and we had the money to bring more people on full time, like we absolutely would, and like then we could have the bandwidth to do more things, and that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But right now we don't, and so it's just. But if you're not open to listening and hearing feedback from fighters, fans, coaches, then you're probably not going to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And I want to build and grow. Like I'm not content with where Fierce is at.
That's why we're gonna grow, and we're gonna be the best.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob Diaz, that was your opponent, right?
Yeah.
How did you feel in the fight? How did you feel about him, his performance, your performance?
So it's so funny because you know I go out there with Ammon, and Ammon doesn't like anybody, right?
No.
And so
the people that Ammon likes, I'm sure he doesn't like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure he don't like me sometimes. You know what I mean? But no, and I do. Ammon was fantastic to go out with. He's great corner and everything. Friend, teammate. He was the man to go out there with me and do that on short notice. But yeah, he was like after the fight. So Jacob Diaz, normally a 55er, right? And he got a big injury. He broke his elbow last year. Took some time off, put some weight on. That's why he's fighting up. And he's after the hotel, he was like, man, y'all hit too hard at 185. Like, I'm going back down to 55. And Ammon's standing right there. Again, couple drinks. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I'll fight you. And he was dead serious. And the guy Jacob kind of laughed it off. He's like, yeah. And Ammon's smiling. No, seriously, like, come to Fierce and you can get it, you know? Like, yeah. But, I mean, and that's just Ammon. That's what I love about him. He's wired that way.
I told my wife that.
I will 100% try and kill you and take your head off in the cage. But before and after, like, I can still be cool. We were very cool. We talked at the hotel before. Came up, shook my hand. I told my wife before I left, I kind of think this kid's probably a cool kid. Like, it's going to be hard to, like, not hard, but, like, I'm going to have to make sure I'm in the right headspace because, you know, I like the kid. He promotes himself well. You know, he as hard as I go for 801 in Utah, he goes for Miami. He loves Miami. Like he's, you know, so it was, he was a good kid and good competitor. I felt like he was very well coached and they had a great game plan. I listened to his corner. I was listening to his corner, coach him the whole time. And it was like, it's hard to set up traps and stuff when they're calling him out. Like a lot of my traps in the clinch for like guillotines and stuff. And he just stuck discipline like to a T to what they were telling him to make sure his head never went down. And I was trying to do things to bait him to try and like go down for an ankle pick or try and go for he wasn't really chasing the takedown because to chase the takedown, he's got to lower his hips. If he lowers his hips, he lowers his head and he puts his head there. And it just he was disciplined. Good. It was good. Like we were talking during the fight. I enjoyed it, and we were cool after, and he was very respectful, and he says he'd like to come out and fight for Fierce sometime. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we see him.
Is he pro? He has to be your pro.
Of course, yeah.
So, and Ammon's pro.
Yeah, so he's 4-2 as a pro, and making his way back down to 155 now.
So maybe we see this kid in summer.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And as after the fight, they're making the call and whatnot, and I see Ammon's face, and I'm like, Ammon is burning right now.
Oh yeah.
He wants to fight.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to fight the whole time there. He was like, "Oh, you're lucky, you get a fight," you know. And he broke his hand in the Darian Orvin fight, so like he's still technically not medically cleared to be back like training full time, and he's not. But like he came help and gave me rounds, you know, getting ready for this on short notice. So, yeah, he's a different breed. He's a different breed. But no, like Jacob, like I like him. I thought he was cool. I appreciated it. I mean, he took the fight on 9 days notice too, and he fought 2 weeks before that.
Sheesh.
So like as a promoter and fighter to fighter, I dig and respect that. Somebody that fought, came out of it healthy, got a second round TKO, turn around, like 3 days notice, signs for another fight, you know, in 9 more days. Like as he's down, like I can dig that. Like good kid, but you know, he is a kid. To me, he's 24. He's closer to my oldest son Hunter's age than he is my age.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so hats off to him. But you know, nobody to this day, like I still haven't been finished in a cage, and he got close in the second round with that rear naked choke.
Yeah.
But nope. Nobody's killed me yet.
I love that.
I haven't lost Nate Diaz. I haven't lost the fight yet. I just ran out of time, you know.
I love that his coach is aware of the ghillie.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, don't get caught with the ghillie.
Bro, I almost got him in the third two. We were close. Yeah. He was close. He said he almost tapped it. He said it was close, but he gave me my props after. Very respectful. Cool kid.
Has he heard of Fierce out there? I mean, we got a lot of guys that come out here.
I mean, we've had somebody. One of his teammates has fought for us. Jose Mouspin a couple years ago fought at the Maverick Center against Mauro Gutierrez, and Jose's not at their camp anymore. But like I think he figured out what Fierce was when he did his homework on me. You know.
Hell yeah, that's what it's about, man. It's about planting that flag, taking the opportunities. I was telling MG, I was like, when I look at you leaving the state, I look at it as you creating an avenue for other fighters, right? Because who knows, man? Maybe they're like, yo, let's get this kid Ammon out here in New Jersey to come fight.
They should. I mean that's the reality. Somebody like Ammon, who if he's healthy, he wants to fight 5-6 times a year. Like probably not realistic for him to fight at Fierce 6 times in a year, right? Mm-hmm. But we could probably get him 3, and he could probably get 2 or 3 out of state, shorter notice type things, and when it lines up, you know, and we have to create those connections and those opportunities. And like, what better way for some of those doors to get open for our guys than the main promoter and matchmaker here going and making those connections elsewhere and say, hey, if you like the way I fight, like I got a grip of guys, you know, like I have no problem. I like when our guys travel, you know?
Yeah. Just make them wear our shorts though.
Yeah.
Hey, what was the crowd like? What did you? I mean, you were deep into the card. Did you guys have a crowd?
It was pretty. It was actually. I mean, it was pretty slim. You know, if you listen to Jacob's post fight, he's like, "Come to Miami and we'll sell a place out and like show them what's up." Like,
you didn't get booed, right?
No, they loved me though. Like, dude, I mean, you know me. I fight with my heart, and I think any crowd respects that. Like, I came for it. Like. Man, I was trying to fight him. Like we weren't. He admitted and he apologized. He's like, kind of turned him into a crotch sniffing wrestler. He told me after, he's like, you hit hard. Like it's the first time somebody's turned me into a wrestler. He's a kickboxer, and he's like, I couldn't deal with the pressure, so I just had to put you on the cage, but I couldn't like be active on the cage, or else I know you're waiting for a guillotine. So like he executed a game plan perfectly, but like for an MMA fight. But like I was there to like fight him and knock him out. Like that was it. And dude, fans dig that. They love that. And like, you know, and I appreciate Blake saying it. But I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I think he's right. I think most people tap to that rear naked choke. I mean, there's a point. And when you keep fighting out of something that's that tight, that looks like it should be game over. Like win, lose, draw, like the fans are going to appreciate that you're in there giving 100 for their entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I love it when we get those guys that are just tough as nails.
And it was fun for me because I actually felt like I was in a fight. Like, dude, I'm bleeding. Like when he kneed me in the face, I'm like, oh, you mother trucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hate stitches, you know? And I told him that in the cage. I'm like, oh, dude, I hate stitches. And we kind of laughed and he just kept fighting. But, yeah, you know, it like he said after, he's like, that was like a proper fight. Like that was good. Like, and it was good. It was fun. Like I'd do that this weekend again if I could. Like I love doing this.
That picture that you took of you I think it was you afterwards. Well, it's definitely afterwards. I don't know if you're in the airplane or in the back locker room or whatever, but you bloody, you saw some dried up blood on you.
Yeah.
I'm getting that blown up.
Yeah.
That's coming in the studio.
Okay.
That one, you with Haro, the one where Kent's bloody like this.
Yeah.
I'm getting all those blown up and they're going to be in the studio.
That'd be dope.
Because these are dope these are dope moments.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the finish isn't what we wanted, but the journey is what I feel like a lot of you fighters talk about.
I hope so. I actually put it on my TikTok today, and I think that's the problem is I'm so competitive. Like I'm a psycho when it comes to competing, and honestly, like I've tried to like do my best in business, like with Fierce and stuff, by trying to be like friends with everybody and like by trying to be chill. And I saw a video by Dana White, and he's like, dude, like if you're like doing business like against me or whatever, like that's war. Like it's not personal, but like I'm gonna try and crush you because I'm competitive. And I was like, man, why don't I bring more of my competitiveness into business? You know, like just getting after it. Like, but I'm a competitive nut job, and and it shows in the cage. Like you have to kill me. Like there is not a choke I'm tapping to. You have to put me out. The day I tap to a choke is probably the last day you see me fighting because I just don't have it in me anymore. Like I would tap. I promised my wife like I would tap to like an arm bar or something, like hopefully before like my arm snaps or whatever. But like to a choke where you just go to sleep and then wake up, like yeah, like we'll do that. But I'm a competitive nut job. I was pissed for 10, 15 minutes because I do like I like the kid, everything about it, but I make a couple small adjustments. I think that's a winnable fight for me. I rewatched the fight. I don't totally agree with getting a point deducted after kicking him in the dick the second time. I kicked him clean in the cup for sure, but I was aiming at his leg and he moved. Like I wasn't aiming like anywhere close. He moved as I was throwing. I can't change the trajectory of my kick after I'm already sending it. You know what I mean? And especially like I'm not looking down, I'm looking up because you can't look down as you kick or else it telegraphs it, right?
Yeah.
So he moved. I measured. I threw. He moved. Like he moved into it. So I thought, I mean, and obviously he won the second round, but I mean, the first round was, I thought I won. And then the third round, like, I mean, he ended in a dominant position, but at the same time, like, I almost got him with the guillotine and like, I was pressuring him the entire fight when it was on the feet and in the exchanges. So it's like, it was close couple. So I was mad because I felt like it was a fight I could have won in a couple of adjustments. Like,
do you think damage though? Do you think damage is what pushed him
yeah,
over?
Maybe, but at the same time, like the damage, that's one shot. Like that bleeding later doesn't equate to more damage. That's just one moment, one strike. You need me in the face. Good on him. Like I don't know. I mean, he definitely won. I'm not arguing with the judges. I knew I lost. Like he definitely won, but I'm saying like I can beat that kid. So I was pissed that I lost. I felt like a winnable matchup slipped through my fingers. But like I love this game. I love the journey. You have to love the journey. If you just love the result, this is what I said on my TikTok. Like if you just in love with the result and you're only doing this for the glory when you win, you're going to fall out of love with this game so fast. So fast. Like I'm just as hungry to fight again as I was after I won in August.
What did you learn in this fight?
So I should have trusted my gas tank better. I rested on the cage too much because I didn't want to get into a grappling match and get tired knowing that he had just gone through a full camp for 2 weeks before and then this. He didn't cut anyway. I don't have to cut a lot, but he didn't have to cut any. He walks right around 185, like a little bit less. So I conserved too much energy probably in the first and the third round, like on the cage when we were wrestling on the cage. I should have had more urgency to just get off the cage and get back to striking. I thought I was winning the kickboxing and striking exchanges. And then, like it'd been my experience that I thought he would at some point make a mistake in the clinch that I could capitalize on. And he just never did. And props to him. And maybe that's a misguided assumption to just wait for your opportunity when somebody makes a mistake. And I've done a pretty good job of capitalizing when people make mistakes, and he just never did. I need to be better at just making things happen rather than waiting for them to make a mistake. And then I was chasing knockouts too much. I was headhunting too much. I should have trusted when we were in, even though I was winning in those exchanges, I should have been a lot more patient and not coming forward as heavily so that I could set up some traps, set things up and walk him into a knockout rather than trying to force a knockout.
I'm looking over at Zack Partridge, and he just said, wow. Got the tap. Drake Anderton headed home with some hardware.
She was smiling while she was smashing her. Did I see Hannah Silva motion that she wanted a belt?
Micaiah August, debut successful. What a win for the prize fighter.
Amazing. How about that, huh?
Let's go!
Salt Lake City, I hope you're ready. We're about ready to put on the biggest, yes, I said the biggest professional wrestling show in the history of Utah professional wrestling, baby. Saturday, December 13th, live from the Masonic Temple here in downtown Salt Lake. And if you're going to put on a big show, you got to get some big players, baby. Let me introduce you to this man right here, the official sponsor of Devotion Championship Wrestling, Ryan from Kush Cube.
How are you doing, guys? You know Kush Cube. We're born and raised right here in Utah. Anything big that's ever happened in our city, we jump on board. This will be the biggest, the best wrestling ever to come to Salt Lake City, Utah. Front row is already sold out. Second row is going fast. Jump on, grab your tickets now before you miss out. Let's fucking go!
Go, baby. We talk about big players. We got my good brothers, the best friends, the machine gun Carl Anderson, the big LG Doc Gallows, the innovator of violence, the hardcore legend, the maniac himself, Tommy Dreamer in the main event. You don't want to miss this. Get your tickets now, baby. Bite the sour. Get the power. Ah!
You never know. I might even jump in the fucking ring and take someone out.
You learned a lot. That's one thing that after a fighter fights, you see the next fight, and you're like, wow, like they've grown.
Watch Joel Haro, Hunter Azure to Justin Horsley. Watch that growth. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Candidate for Fight of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck. You and Blake, good luck picking this year's Fight of the Year.
That was my Fight of the Year.
You think so?
Nothing's passed. I don't.
Nothing?
I mean,
we still got November.
Yeah.
And December.
And December. We got another Joel Haro in December. Main event.
Oh, what?
Main event.
Do we have, what's the name? Can we release the other?
We'll release that later. But
okay.
Yeah.
Joel December. Yep. December 12th at Masonic Temple.
Yep. So
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you fought, you feel good. I mean, other than your eye. Other damage?
I'm just sick of people looking at my eye, but
damn!
I got
hold on, let me meet you with the Friday.
Yeah.
Damn!
I just got sick of people looking at it, so I've been being a weirdo wearing sunglasses inside. But
what was the flight back like?
I just had these on the whole time, bro.
Nobody looked at you?
No, bro.
You want the attention?
No, everybody's looking at Ammon because he's just saying wild stuff on an airplane, and we're trapped in me. I'm like, quiet down.
He's like, bomb.
He's like, yeah, oh yeah. I'm like, quiet down, bro, quiet down. He's like, what are they gonna do? Fight me? I like my chances. I'm like, no.
I mean, you gotta relax, bro.
It's out of control. 24/7 with that guy.
He's obviously you mentioned it. He's got some rounds in with you, so I'm assuming he's healing up pretty good. Are we he gonna be in Ferris Cage next year?
Or yeah, early 2026. Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I was just gonna say something about. I don't know. I totally forgot. But I wanna jump to, because I haven't even talked to you about 43 yet. 43 Fierce Fighting Championship number 43 was at the Salt Palace downtown. It was our first one at the Salt Palace.
And last.
And, okay. What were some of the challenges in preparing for 43?
The biggest is the Salt Palace. It's just too big. Like, dude, people couldn't find where to park. Like, I publicly apologize to the Fierce fans that struggled with parking and all that type of stuff. As somebody that does not visit downtown Salt Lake very often, and I just figured it would be parking like normal downtown Salt Lake, and it was a mess. Like weigh-ins, we told fighters to fight in a parking lot or to park in a parking lot. But there was a hockey game that night, so parking was $40, and they're like, "You want to pay $40 to park for weigh-ins?" I'm like, "No, like find somewhere on the street." I mean,
holy smokes.
I mean, if the people that are used to downtown and they're like, "That's downtown," like whatever, like okay. I thought that was venue-wise that sucked for our staff, for our team, and fighters and their fans. So, sorry. Apologize for that. That won't happen again. I thought the fights were great though. So yes. That's important. Like that the fights were phenomenal. So, fun fights, good night of fights, and lessons learned.
We had Mike Jones go up to heavyweight, take on Ruben Roundstone, the walking zombie. What was your thoughts on Mike going up to heavyweight?
Well, I'll give Mike his props and give him a lot of credit for here because he did something that I don't think a lot of people would do. But I think we went through 5 different contracts at 4 different weight classes. We did 85, 95, 205. I think we did a 225, maybe not, or maybe it was 2 heavyweight. But dude, he signed I think 4 or 5 contracts and sent them back to me, and we had a guy signed a contract and he tore his ACL the next day of practice. We had a guy that had some weird suspension due to some mix-up in some lawsuit with considering child support, that the kid was living with him, but he was behind on his child support, and he was just trying to get it cleared up in the state of Texas. But in the state of Texas, if you're behind on child support and it's not settled, like legally, you're suspended. Your license is suspended in Texas, which causes a suspension everywhere, basically.
Sheesh.
That sucked.
Then how do you fight to make the money to pay the child support?
Ain't nobody fighting full time. Fighting's not a full time job, right? So, but he was like, "No, it's all cleared up. We're good. We just have to go to court and finalize it." But he couldn't get it suspended and the court was until after like October 21st or something. So. Moved on. We just went through. It was, he was just getting ready, and finally his coach was like, "Dude, you can find him a heavyweight, like, as long as it's not like a former UFC vet type heavyweight, like, like we're not asking for a Jared Vandera type, but like, if you got a heavyweight that skill wise like can be fun, like we'll fight a heavyweight." So, I was like, "Shoot, man, like he's already had 4 guys." I'm like, I know who to call who show up.
He does.
Ruben will show up.
What was your thoughts on Mike's performance?
It was perfect. It was flawless. I mean, Mike has gotten really, really good. It feels like him and Coach Horner are really in sync. He's gotten really good at just executing, fighting smart, calm, and sticking to a game plan. And he's on a good run right now, and he's doing a fantastic job. And I hope that he's fighting up for Fusion Fight League, a bare knuckle fight against an old vet, Leo Berchier, the older brother of the Berchier that Ben Moa beat here at the Maverick Center. Leo was in his brother's corner, and they're doing some bare knuckle boxing up in Montana, which is cool. Montana, they don't really have a commission, so they're going to make up their own rules. So they get to do MMA hybrid cards with bare knuckle, which is cool. He's going to go main event up there, and I think he'll do really well. And I think he's on a really good run right now, and it's really fun, and I'm really happy for him.
What was your thought on Nate Ayers and Chris Ventura?
Nate came out and he executed a game plan. Chris is a very good, dangerous striker, and Nate's a good athletic striker too, but he just felt like fighting sometimes isn't about showing how tough you are, but it's showing, it's MMA and how versatile you are. There's a lot of chirping. There was a lot of chirping going on from, Big Kent and others. And and everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's the beautiful thing about the sport. But at the end of the day, it is MMA, and Chris, it was I think it's a valuable lesson for Chris to learn, and I don't think this isn't anything Marco's already told him. With how good he is in his kickboxing, everybody's game plan is going to be to shoot on him, because we know how smooth he is on the feet. And even though Nate is a very capable striker, the path of least resistance was grappling. So he took the path of least resistance and got his hand raised, and that's the sport of MMA.
We have seen Nate on his feet. That I was surprised, because I thought we would see some striking from him, and we seen a little bit, but it was to make space for the takedown, right? Mm-hmm. I personally enjoyed it as a fight fan. I enjoyed that whole card. I thought that card was nice. As the matchmaker for Fierce, what are the people, they hear matchmaking, they think, oh, this dude just finds this guy and this guy, he put them together, maybe 4-2 fight for the number one spot or whatever. But what is the part of matchmaking that people don't see that is a challenge for you?
Honestly, the biggest part that people don't see is the appropriate people fighting each other at the right times, because my opinion of what the right fight at the right time is may be different than the coach's perspective or the fighter's perspective. And I think that's the hardest thing, is saying, hey, fighter A, I have this fight for you. This is a step up in competition. But, with a win, this can really springboard you or whatever. And they might be in a headspace of, maybe I need one more before I fight this guy, when I think the timing's right. That's one of the most frustrating things for me, because I can't make people fight. I mean, trust me, there's matchups that I thought would have just been great for all parties involved, for growth, for attention, for financial reasons, for themselves and the show and things like that. But you can't make people fight if they don't want to fight. And that's not my job, is to make them fight. I just present them with opportunities and see who takes it. And then sometimes, like, there are guys that are here in Utah that, that me and you as fans would look at and say, those are top of the food chains guys that have said, nah, not that guy right now. And I was just like, man, bet on yourself, bet on yourself. And it bums me out sometimes. And I think the longer I do this, the more that I have to just step back and maybe sometimes not just be a fan all the time, but just on to the next. But sometimes it just bums me out. I feel like there's some fighters here locally that have been presented with some opportunities that I think would have been huge for them in their career, and put a little bit extra money in their pocket because of the size of the fight and whatever. And
do you see a lot of fighters with self-doubt?
Yeah.
Why do you think people? I'm assuming in a sport that is all you can't have self-doubt. Like, you have to be able to be confident enough that you're gonna take out the next guy.
I mean, that's how I feel. And that's what's weird is, I look up to all these guys as fighters, right? I really, I don't feel like I'm anything in this game, as a fighter. I just do it for fun. I'm not going anywhere. I'm 37 years old. I'm a 2-2.
What do you always say that.
I know,
you just left the country.
I know,
on the other side of the country.
But I got taken over there to lose to a kid that has some hype and build behind him. I was the
I don't
B
see
side.
it that way, Zach.
No, but as a business, on the business side and being on the other side of it, I know what that was. I was brought in to lose to one of their guys. I mean, the guy's buddy was on the commentary team for that promotion. You know what I mean?
They probably say the same shit about us over here.
Maybe.
But that's not the case.
But most fighters aren't aware of that dynamic. I am, because I sit in that chair. Right? So, but I like that. I want that. That's why I went and did that. I'm trying to go fight a guy down in Arizona because he sells a bunch of tickets in Arizona, and I was trying to get on their card. Is it next weekend, this upcoming weekend? I was trying to get on that card to fight a cat in Arizona because he sells a bunch of tickets down there. I want to go down there. I want to be booed. I want to go play that spoiler. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe now I lost. Maybe now he'll fight me after he said no last time. But that one will come out. When that one comes out, we'll get it back on the podcast. That'll be fun. You'll see a whole different side of me. But no, but there's guys that there's guys that, yeah, they want to pick and choose, and they want to, I'll fight that guy, but not right now. Let me get one more before I fight him, or because of this, and this. It's like, dude, either you're down or you're not. And these guys that are just trying to like maneuver their way to the top, like that's why those opportunities are passing so many of them by. They're trying to pick and choose, right?
Yeah.
Like, perfect example. I'll give you 2 right now. I can give you 3. I'm not trying to because I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody and make people guess like, oh, who's he talking about or whatever. But like, Kent has never said no to anybody. And he asked for Jared Vanderaa. He asked for rematches with Jared Vanderaa. Whether people think that that's the right thing or not, that's what he wants, because he believes in himself and he wants that. I love that about Kent. I've never had to. Kent's never been, I don't think this is the right move for me. Yeah. Zeke, same thing. Run it every time, right? He's always down to throw down. You get guys like, dude, like man, me and Mike Jones have had conversations where maybe we don't agree, but at the same time, it's like, you can't say that about Mike Jones. Like, you see the guys that he's fought on short notice, like back in his, like he cut his teeth coming out, like he's earned the right to, he doesn't pick and choose his opponents, but he's earned his right to do what he wants. Yeah. Right? He's that guy. He's earned that. Joel's another one. Joel's never said no to anybody to me.
Yeah.
Like, there are guys that but like there's other guys that I would say haven't earned it, but like on social media, or I don't know if they've ever been in here with you, but like, they'll talk real big about themselves, but then I have text messages and be like, I'm not fighting that guy. That guy's a killer. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you're always talking about you're the killer. You know what I mean?
This is one of my questions that I had for you. As a promoter, when you get the cocky guy, I'm using quotations, cocky guy, or the guy that talks a big game, and you throw them, do you like the car when you matchmake for that person? Are you purposely being like, yo, let me test this guy a little bit? Or is it just whoever's the best matchup?
So it has to make sense for the fighter first and foremost, right? And if it makes sense for them, then it should make sense for the show, because they're our guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a secret. I'm not bringing guys in here to beat the Utah guys. That would be really bad for our business. You've been in those buildings when all the Utah guys lose, or when those main events lose, but you've also been in the building when the Utah guys win and they close the show and the place pops and it's crazy and this high energy. Like, my job is to put on an entertaining show that the people love.
Yeah.
Well, they love it when their guys win, right? So I'm trying to get the best fights possible that our guys win.
The way that you explained, the way that you felt going into New Jersey for this fight promotion, you got buddies over here. You're saying you were brought in to lose, right? Do you think, how do you feel Josiah Simpson feels about Fierce?
I think he feels like he's a fierce guy.
Okay.
I mean,
and he's a Utah guy, right? He embraced us. He said, I know, I think he's from California.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I'm a Utah guy.
Yeah.
And I feel like this fight right here that he just had against Chu, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Chu, I feel like this was the fight that, in my opinion, he gained a lot of people that were like, that's our guy.
I hope so. I mean, we have our guys, and like we have our guys that like.
Not to say Chris Chu isn't our guy. I'm just.
No, love Chris. Yeah. I love Chris. Like, Chris always wants to fight, and like records wise, it made sense, and so it made it work. But like you said, like Nasir Davis, we keep saying like, I wish he was from here because he could be one of our guys.
We're gonna adopt. Hey,
he keeps coming. He keeps coming, being all our friends, And I love Nate Owens, and Nate knows I love Nate. Like, he's a dog, and I love Nate, and that fight was bonkers. It was so fun. But Nasir's super talented. Like, I love that kid too. And so I'm not saying I'm cheering for Nasir to lose because, or whatever. Like, I get to know these guys and I like the good guys. Like, dude, I mean, man, Kent's my guy. Everybody knows. I mean, I'm wearing my Bountiful Nutrition t-shirt. Kent's my guy. He's been my guy since I took over Fierce. Mm-hmm. Like, we've been friends. I cornered him at Steel Fist, like, he's been my guy for a long time. But I like Jared Vanderaa too. You get to know him and work with him, and hold on real quick, Zach.
You're telling me Kent is your John Jones?
No, I didn't say that.
Kent is your John Jones.
Whoa. Kent shows up in fights. He's never gotten arrested or PEDs or none of that. I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying that like Dana White, everybody knows that Dana White's favorite is John Jones.
I don't think he's his favorite. I just think he knows he's the baddest man on the planet. I think he's not his favorite. Dude, nobody's given Dana more headaches than John Jones over the last 20 years. Nobody. I mean, he basically almost torpedoed UFC 200.
Was Kent not your headache on 43?
No. That was fun. Kent was fun. He was.
I love you, Kent. That's my big bro.
He was frisky, but it was fun. Like I'm here for it. Hey, he kept it cordial. You know, he can. Dude, Ken can do whatever he wants at our show. He knows he's fam. So
I'm just giving you a hard time, Ken.
But you know,
put me in a headlock.
He might. But, you know, like, I mean, you know, and I love Eric Eyman. Like, he broadcasts for us. You know, he's on our commentary team.
Yeah.
But when he stands up and says, I can beat Jared Vanderaa, I want to try, like, of course I'm going to give him that opportunity. Like, he's one of our guys, too. Mm-hmm. But I still like Jared, you know, and it's like Nasir and, like, I think Jackson DeGray's sick. And they put on, like, one of the best amateur fights I've ever seen, like Nasir and Jackson. Like, I'm not rooting for one guy or the other. I'm just rooting for a good fight. And I just hope the better man wins that night. You know, whoever the best man is that night wins, and like so be it. And there's no love lost, but for the most part, you know, I mean, it's no mistake. Like I definitely didn't bring in Nasir Davis for the first time when he fought Brendan Myers to beat Brendan when I didn't know who Nasir was. Like Brendan was our guy, and he still is one of our guys. That didn't change, and that doesn't change.
Yeah,
but I like Nasir Davis too.
Yeah, you grow. That these guys grow on you.
But there's some guys too. They ain't coming back, and it's for a reason. Or if I bring them back, it's.
I tell you one guy, and this might get me some hate, and if you do put hate, put it in the comments because I need the attention. But I gained to really like Trejo.
Dude, how could you not? Okay, for those who don't know, how could you not like this guy? He shows up to fight Kent. His corner bails on him. He comes up by himself. He has Kofi in his corner and Steve Urkel in his corner, and he comes and he fights great in that first round against Kent. You know, I was on the call the first time he fought Fierce with Zach Cavender, almost knocked him out before an illegal strike to the back of the head, and then didn't answer the bell in the second round. And with Zeke, like, dude, he just rolls up and fights, and he's been on a streak. He's had a win since he fought Zeke. Yep. He just won again. I like Trejo. Like I cheer for that guy. Like, and a lot of those guys too, if you notice, like a lot of those guys, you'll look like, dude, I'm cheering for them when they're fighting other places too. Those guys that are traveling around just trying to make it as a fighter, like. I cheer for a lot of those guys. I cheer for a lot of them. But some of them are dickheads, and I don't cheer for them.
Well, you mentioned his name. Our current pro heavyweight, he just lost.
Yeah, 205.
It's probably really early, but have you been in talks? Are we going to get Vanderaa 26 to defend that belt? Or
from what I understand is he has no interest at fighting at heavyweight again. But at the same time, too, like his last two losses have been when he's cut down to 205. So. Maybe he's forcing his body down to 205, and maybe he needs to stay at heavyweight. I don't know. I haven't talked to him about plans. You know what's cool about Jared? He sent me some really nice messages after I lost this last weekend. He's, you know, and you know all the people are like, "Oh, keep your head up" or whatever, and my head wasn't down. Like again, I enjoy the whole thing. Like I wouldn't trade it for a second. And I love fighting and I love competing, but you know, like it still hurts the ego a little bit. And dude, he's super real. But man, he reached out to me. You know, he texted me. Like that's cool. Like he's a good dude.
I do want to talk about Jared, but you brought up a good point, and I talked about this with MG, where it's like, what do you say to a friend after a tough? We take it as a tough loss.
I just tell him, love you, love you, bro. Like nothing changes, dude. Life's not over. Losing a fight. Man, some of these guys, you know, they have aspirations going to the UFC, things like that, and a loss is a big setback, and I understand that, and I don't sit in that chair. I'm not going to the UFC. I don't have any false illusions of that. Mm-hmm. So it's not as heartbreaking of my dream. I'm living my dream. You know what I mean? Like I'm not chasing anything. Like I'm living it. Like when I'm fighting, I feel like it's an opportunity and a blessing. So. When guys feel like, you know, maybe their dream just slipped away from them or just set back or whatever, I mean, there's nothing you can say to him in that moment. So, and I've learned, and I used to try and find the right words to say, and it's just gotten a lot more of like, I just want him to know, like, yeah, love you, dude. Like, if you need anything, I'm here. Just let me know. Like, and then just try and give them their space, because that's more than anything. I usually just kind of want my space. But I want them to know that, you know, I want them to hear it and that they feel like people are still in their corner, because I've seen guys lose and I've seen people fall away from them. And like, I never want somebody to feel like, oh, I lost. Like, they're not in my corner anymore.
Yeah. To me,
or like it loses, like some fighters. And I mean, I talked to somebody pretty recently about this. Like, when your identity is a fighter and you lose, it can be earth shattering. But like, my identity isn't a fighter. That's just something I do. I'm a husband. I'm a father. Like, that's my identity. Like, who I am as a person is very, very much detached as a fighter. It's why so many fighters have a hard time like walking away when they're supposed to, because it's their identity. And when your identity is the fighter, when you lose, I think it's harder. But you have to have some perspective with that is like, who are you as a person? You have to know who you are, and being a fighter is what you do. It's not who you are.
Vandera, if he's not willing to come back up to heavyweight, does he drop the title? And if so, do we get a new heavyweight champion in 2026?
Yeah. I need to go have that conversation. I need to have that conversation with Jared, because, we got some things cooking for 2026.
Fierce is always coming up with new upcoming amateurs. What's your thought on the amateur pipeline right now going into the 2026 year?
Better than ever. I mean, Utah, we are getting a surge of talent right now, and I think that it's because like what we've been building the last 3 years of a solid, clear, direct path to going pro and having a place to fight here locally as a pro. I think more pros need to get comfortable traveling now a little bit and not just waiting for a chance to fight here at home. But since the path is there, we're seeing an influx of talent, and there's some divisions like 185 is getting really deep. 145 is extremely deep. Logan Taylor's at the top of 155, but there's some guys coming. I mean, 125 is really good. I mean, we have 3 title fights November 14th. We have at least 2 more in December. So, I mean, that's 5 title fights in 4 weeks alone, with some top tier talent.
I love it.
Welterweight too it's getting deep again. Yeah, I mean, we have some really good depth coming in. It's in a lot of these weight classes that are building up.
Before these 2 individuals hang it up, Fierce can do whatever they want, right? But are you open to hosting a pro boxing match?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not a boxing promoter.
I mean,
we can't do boxing and MMA on the same card. I'm not going to do a pro boxing card.
Can you do boxing with kickboxing?
No, it's different. I guess I could, but I don't want to. Who do you want to see?
So there's 2 guys that said before they leave the fight game, they want to have a pro boxing match because they're professional fighters. Marco Sanchez, Mike Jones.
Marco's a 170 now, and Mike's doesn't even like cutting to 85. He wants to be like 205 in heavyweight.
But we're talking about boxing, and we're talking about when these guys are ready to hang it up.
I mean,
come on, man.
If they came to me and said we want to do this, and they both wanted to do it, I guess we would talk. But
you're open into it. It's not just a no.
I'm open to everything that makes financial sense for Fierce the business and puts money into the fighters' pockets.
Okay.
The door is not closed on any of those things. But if you're saying, are you open to it? I am very, 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 very much not open to and almost closed to ever doing anything in boxing.
Why?
I don't like it.
You don't like boxing?
No, it's not my sport.
Why not?
I'm an MMA fighter.
You guys do a whole lot of striking over that one hit.
Yeah. Do you see any pro boxers at one hit?
Not yet.
Nope.
Watch Aldo be like, yeah, we got this pro boxer about to come out of one hit.
Zack Partridge. Dude, I almost took a pro boxing match last month. No, last month.
Why didn't you?
My coach and my manager said no, and this might be the first time my wife hears about it. But I mean, it was this All Heart Boxing up in Ogden. Like, they had an opening. I was like, yeah, sounds like a good time. My manager's like, that's not the one to make your pro debut on, my man. I was like, okay.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
No pukesters helping me to the left, and no pukesters helping me to the right. Didn't need them then, don't need them now. You are the ex-champion only.
Now this is the way, Tony and David, that you do the figure 4 leg lock.
Do you love wrestling?
Do you believe that Stone Cold Steve Austin is the greatest entertainer of all time?
Or maybe that Shawn Michaels is the sexiest man alive?
Or did you have a thing for Sonny from the years of 1994 to 1996 like I did?
Did you know Yokozuna isn't even Japanese?
If you could count the number of dimples on Rikishi's ass, this podcast is for you.
Follow us, the Figure 4 Podcast on Instagram, at Figure 4 Podcast. And check us out on YouTube.
Do it.
Tell your punk ass friends about us.
Yeah.
Speaking of fights, obviously you just got done with this one. I seen on your social media you said you want to take some time off. But do you want to be as active as you was in 2025 and 2026?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Like, I feel good. I feel comfortable fighting right now, and I feel like I'm getting a lot better, and I feel like I'm going to be even better in 2026. So as long as I'm healthy and it doesn't interfere with the fear schedule and then my family schedule, obviously, like, that's what I want to do. But like the reason why is I don't want to fight again for the I got 4 in this year. I don't need to do any more this year. I'm good, right? It's time to focus on family. My oldest Hunter starts wrestling in January. Like, I'm not really interested in leaving and traveling to go fight during his wrestling season. I'm going to be at all of his wrestling meets. So, but you know, but after that, like, after his wrestling season, like, yeah, like I want to get going. Like, but at the same time too, it's like, yeah, like fierce comes first in the fight game stuff. My family comes first above all that. So some things have to line up. I'm 37 now, like, but yeah, like I don't see why not.
I'm going to give you some names, and I want one-word answers or one-sentence answers on these names.
Okay.
If you can keep it to one sentence.
Okay.
Andrew Mickelson.
One of the best athletes I've ever seen.
Will we see him next year?
I hope so. He just hasn't been healthy. Yeah, he had a pretty serious injury that he's been working through. I've seen him come back to the gym a little bit, but I don't know if he's like cleared to like compete and fight again. I hope so though. The
Mamone brothers.
Violent. I would hope so. They're supposed to make their pro debut in Miami before the end of the year. They got signed on with a manager that seems to feel like there's better opportunities outside of Utah for them, and so respectfully, I've just let him kind of do his thing.
Nicole Fuga.
Powerhouse. She's a lot of fun. I know she said she's going to take some time. She got super active there. But you know, there are still some fun fights for her. So yeah, she's a sweetheart, and she's one of my favorite champs at Fierce right now.
Emin Garcia.
You're craziest dude. Like, you want a trip? Like, go spend a weekend in New Jersey with Emin Garcia, just you and him. But it's good, man, dude. It was so good to, like, because he's just such good energy to be around on a fight weekend. Like I really do appreciate him and him coming out with me. So
I want to get to know Ammon more.
No, you don't.
I do. I want to see the inside of this dude's psychotic brain.
You know what though? He's really smart too, though. Like he's very intelligent.
He don't show. He shows his intelligence, but he don't show us.
He doesn't.
Him.
You don't get to see that side of him. You just get to see the crazy berserker side, which is him. Like genuinely, truly authentic. Like, dude, he's the guy that a lot of fighters wish they were. There are guys that want to be like the big tough guy and like I'll fight anybody anyway. Like they wish they were Ammon because he's really that guy.
I like the way he fights, man. I'm
Everybody
excited to
does.
see him back.
Everybody does.
He's one of my favorites.
Me too.
Jared Van Deer.
He's just a consummate professional. Yeah, it sucks that the UFC doesn't seem super interested in him because his first stint with them was, it wasn't great. But also, I think he was trying to be something that he wasn't. He was trying to be exciting and some exciting striker and heavyweight and bang with people. But dude, he could probably he went 1-6 in his 7 fights in the UFC. He probably could have added at least 3 or 4 wins if he would have just put him on the fence, dragged him down, took in their back and choked them out too. And he could have done it. He just wanted to be exciting for the promotion, I think.
On the national level, this has been a big conversation about the UFC's heavyweight division.
It's garbage.
Well, that's what everybody's saying, right?
It is.
And you see
Chris Barnett's getting shots, and no offense, I like Chris Barnett. He's really exciting, but like tell me Kent want to absolutely split that dude's wig.
Is that a fight we can make?
If he gets cut from the UFC and Chris Barnett can come for fierce money, yeah.
Yeah. I was rooting for him, but
me too.
Yeah.
He's 5'9", 265 and has to cut down to it.
Jeez. It's a big guy.
Big guy.
I know you have your opinion on the eye poke rule. How do we fix this?
Automatic point deduction, no matter what. Eye poke is an eye poke, and if the fight cannot continue, it should be an automatic disqualification. It's not that hard. There's a big difference between me and you are fighting and me making sure I don't poke your eyes and me not trying to poke your eyes, but still putting myself in a situation when you can happen. I heard somebody's like, this is a natural reaction. No, it's not. You know why it's not? Because Jim Miller's had like 47 fights in the UFC or whatever stupid amount it is. He's never poked anybody once. Like there are guys that have been in the UFC for 20, 30 more plus fights and have never poked anybody. Never. Like, I'm not saying Cyril Gahn tried to poke his eyes, but he also didn't do the things to make sure that he didn't either. And Tom Aspinall too, by the way, sticks his hands out too. Like he does.
Yeah.
But man, he was warned. Like, dude, you ever see Israel Adesanya poke somebody's eyes? No. You know why? Because when he does it, his hands are like this the whole time when he's striking. His thumbs are touched to his fingertips. He's moving and he's flowing. Like, I've never poked anybody in the eye. Never.
So you're saying the answer is point deduction?
Automatic point deduction. If I had it my way, every single clean cup shot, including the one that I just had where I was not intending to hit it, but that should have been a point. Under what I would state as rules, that every cup shot it is, because we're supposed to be in charge of our weapons. We're told that. If it's an eye poke, if it is a cup shot that drops somebody to their knees and causes a big reaction, it should be an automatic point. And I think missing weight, you should start the first round down 10-9.
How does the UFC make the heavyweight division great again?
Honestly, I think the correct answer is just they need to invest in it, and they need, because most of those big super athletes, they're just playing other sports, right? Like we've seen a lot of those NFL guys come over and get to the top 10, but then can't really break through because they haven't been in the sport long enough. And eventually you get to a point where the skill level of the martial arts can overtake their athleticism. But I mean, they just need to give more guys shots. I mean, when Ben Moa went to the Ultimate Fighter tryouts, like they just didn't even really give him a fair shot because of his age. Like for Kent never to get a shot. Like there were guys that were in the UFC knocking on the top 15 that I would have bet big money on Kent beating, and Ben Moa. And, You know, like Zeke skill wise, like you can't tell me that he can't go knock some of those dudes out. Mm-hmm. Like, you think Zeke can't knock out Chris Barnett?
Oh, he can.
Of course he can. So why did Chris Barnett get a shot? Because he's a character and like he's fun and he's been around and it's timing, but it's like the UFC needs to want to invest into that heavyweight division because right now it's pretty pathetic.
They have to, right? Because you got a star in Tom Aspinall that's your current heavyweight champion.
And what are you going to do? You're going to run it back with Cyril Gaunt? Dude, if I'm Tom, I'm telling Cyril, kick rocks, dude. You freaking poked me in the eyes.
You have to at this point, right? Because Dana already announced the rematch is going to happen.
He was pretty pissed about it, though. But, like, what else are you going to do? You're going to bring in Volkov, who Tom Aspinall already straight armbarred, which is, for you don't know, like, that's insane to straight armbar another heavyweight. That's nuts. Like, that hitting that submission at that level at heavyweight is bonkers. And he already did it to Volkov. He already beat Curtis Blades. I guess you could do 3, maybe if Curtis Blades gets another win. I don't know. Like, get Derek Lewis one more win and let Tom Aspinall fight Derek Lewis. I don't know. Like, there's not. They need an influx of guys.
Yeah. Open up the heavyweight division. Alden Ashcroft.
He's powerful. I think he's one of the, if not the most skilled strikers in the state of Utah. And I've said that since I first watched him in an amateur fight at Stillfist probably 8 years ago. He moved different than everybody else, and he jumped off the page. He, for whatever reason, it's between him and his camp and his coaches. In my personal humble opinion, with not knowing him personally, I like Alden and like we're cool, but like I just think he needs to be more active. And for whatever reason, he's just not. So, you know, that's he's one of those, and he knows this. I've told him this before. He's one of those where it's kind of a what if thing for me because like I think he had an extremely high ceiling and he just injuries or whatever else just couldn't get active enough when he needed to make a run. Yeah. But he should be in the UFC right now, in my opinion.
I love watching him fight. He's exciting and he looks like a star, you know?
He has so many of the it factors, but yeah, it's just activity.
Justin Horsley.
I mean, what a dog he is. And what I love about him is like, you know, he's just limited because he puts his wrestling team first that he coaches, you know? So like we're about to make a pretty big announcement for Anthony Castro when he's fighting again, and Justin won't be on the card because he's in wrestling season coaching his kids, you know? And I would love to have both of them on a card again together, and maybe we can around August of next year, but for right now, that's what it is.
Joel Haro.
Not done yet. I thought Joel looked phenomenal, and like when you go up the skill level that he jumped up to when he fought Hunter, and he lost, he learned valuable lessons, and you could just see like it's almost like he took a piece of that fight and what he learned from Hunter and then applied that to Justin, because that was a jump up for Justin to fight Joel, but like Joel hit another level too, and I think we'll see the same thing with Justin the next time he fights. He'll take some of those same lessons that Hunter passed on to Joel, and then Joel just passed them on to Justin. We'll get a better Justin, but Joel's like he's not done yet. Like he's another one. Like I'd like to see him a little more active. That's why I'm so excited that he's fighting to August and December. Like that's August, September, October, November, December. 4 months. Like that's we start stringing those every 4 months together, and he's gonna get real active, and he could get a nice, real sexy 8-2, 9-2 record here soon.
Do you think it's beneficial? Obviously, it's beneficial, but do you think it's a good move for fighters to jump to different gyms and get quality time with different gyms?
If done correctly, yes. I think that's the only way I can put it, and that I wouldn't be lying.
Gotcha.
I think a lot of people don't do it correctly.
Okay.
But I mean, the way Joel looked, be hard to argue that he's not doing it correctly, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm super happy for him. But I think there's a lot of people that do it that aren't doing it the right way too, and it costs them.
You mentioned this guy. I'm gonna mention him to you, Anthony Castro.
Pound for pound, the best fighter in Idaho.
I think he proved that his last fight, right? Wasn't that the
homie was from Idaho too?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he'll be.
Is he 21 yet?
Oh yeah, yeah. But he'll be headlining. He'll be headlining our Idaho Falls card in February.
Marco Sanchez.
Man, crafty vet. Like, you want to talk about a guy too that like bets on himself. Injuries have plagued him and things like that. But like he might not have the sexiest record, but he's fought some tough dudes too. And he's bet on himself quite a few times. So I would anybody that knows Marco, I think respects him. He's been around. He's respectful. Marco's respectful to everybody, and he just carries himself in a very professional way. I like Marco a lot, and I'm excited to see him back in the cage in December as well.
Is the ink dry?
Nope.
Not yet?
Nope, but it's verbally agreed upon.
Okay. Michael Pfeiffer.
I believe that Michael Pfeiffer might have, this is not shade on anybody else, I think he might have the highest ceiling of any amateur in Utah right now.
And this is as the fierce
185 amateur champ.
Yes.
He'll be defending that title in December.
Hell yeah. I love to see his tall ass fight.
And his opponent, I think, is going to surprise you, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I can promise you that. But Mike has a lot of tools. Mike has a lot of abilities. His frame being 6'4", almost 6'5", walking around just over 200 pounds. He has the perfect build for 185 pounds, and he has the perfect build to continue to put on good weight and good muscle and get even bigger and be like a real big boy 185er. And he's so athletic, and he hits hard, and he works relentlessly when he's in the room. He's not there to talk. He's not there to BS. He's there to work, and his work ethic. And I mean, there's some. So for me saying that he might have the highest ceiling, I believe that, and I'm saying that having a lot of belief and faith in a handful of other guys like Logan Taylor and Dante Morales and some of the other fierce AME champs too. Like, yeah, but I mean, and I think I'm partial to it, right? I hold pads for Mike. I'm in the room with him. He does a majority of his training now at one hit, so I get to see it up close. But I think the kid's special. I really do.
Yeah, when we give light to their fighters, it's not to dim anybody else's light.
Absolutely not.
There's so many good fighters. The vet, Jerome Hatch.
Dude, he's a fighter's fighter. He's every fighter's favorite fighter. I mean, you know what's crazy is like, you get guys like, Jerome and Kent are bumping gums at each other, and they have been for a while, and Jerome will mix it up with anybody, but like, Kent's a fan of Jerome. Make no mistake about that. He'll fight him, and he'll try and knock him out, and I do believe that fight is going to happen, but Kent's a fan and respects Jerome. Like, how can you, if you fight and you're in this fight game, and you have to respect Jerome Hatch. He'll fight anybody.
A guy that just moved and his gym is growing and doing really good things, Carson Hardman.
Oh man, he's the missed man. There's there's probably nobody else more that people ask me is like, when's he going to fight again? Like, everybody wants to see Carson come back, which is so funny because I used to hear so much that how people didn't like him, and I love Carson, and I guess I understand why they don't like him. Maybe they just can't deal with how authentic and raw and real he is. But I like Carson a lot, and I've always been a fan of his as a fighter and as a person as I've gotten to know him. And love him or hate him, it doesn't. I don't care if you tune in to see me win or you tune in to see me lose. Just tune in and watch me. Like, dude, Carson, people want to watch Carson Hardman fight. So, I mean, you know, I'm so happy for him, and their situation's improved, and they got their gym and they got their spot, and it seems like they got a lot of really good things going over there, and their fight team is growing. All that being said, yeah, like I love seeing Carson the coach there and seeing him coach, but I'd love to see Carson the fighter get back in there.
All right. We're almost going on an hour and a half. I do have so many other questions for you, but I don't want to go super long. But I want to finish this up, all right?
Okay.
If you were to book a main event with only dads, who would it be? Do we have a lot of fighters that are dads?
Kent and Jerome.
Those are the only two?
No, but you asked me if I can book a main event, who would it be? They're both dads.
Would that fight be at light heavyweight or heavyweight?
Heavyweight. Ken ain't making 205. I love you, Ken. You ain't ever making 205. You have to chop off both legs.
If you could fantasy book UFC with 5 main events or five fights on the main card, fantasy book it.
Do you want me to give you my White House card?
Let's see it.
I sent this to Blake and Andy Boquette not too long ago.
Do you think we could throw a fight on Capitol Hill?
That would be freaking crazy, right?
The Capitol is the backdrop. There's enough grass out there.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, and you can close with this. I know this is lengthy, but hear me out on this. I put my matchmaker hat on, and I made the White House card.
Is this the bottom to the top?
Yep.
Okay.
Early prelims. We're going to kick off the card with Brandon Moreno versus Josh Van because they're going to little 125ers. Josh Van's going to be coming off a loss to Pantoja. Brandon Moreno's not going to get a 4th shot with Pantoja. It makes sense. It's a ton of fun. Then you're going to get Derek Lewis and Volkov 2 as a number 1 contender fight for the heavyweight title. Derek Lewis needs to get up. Volkov needs one more. The first one, Volkov was going to beat him. Derek knocked him out with 10 seconds left in the fight. Good rematch. Now we're going to get into the prelims now, though. Jean Silva versus Yair Rodriguez at 145. Sign me up. Take my money. Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje at 155. Okay? The best non-title fight, not non-title fight, but the fight I want to see the most at 135 is Sean O'Malley versus Corey Sandhagen. Got to see that fight happen. We're still in the prelims for an interim 205 title between Carlos Ulberg and Yuri Prohaska. Okay? Has to be on the card because they already said it was. Whatever. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes for the 135 title. And the featured prelim, Max Holloway versus Diego Lopez for the BMF title at 155.
Who wins that fight?
I don't know. Probably Max. I don't bet against Max, but that's a sick fight.
Oh, yeah.
Then we're going to go kick off the main card with this super fight after Pantoja and Merab have cleared out their divisions. They're going to fight each other in a super fight for the 135 title. Ilya versus Islam for the 155 title. Then we get Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman 2 on a full camp for the 185 title. The super fight you didn't know you wanted, but we got to have Alex Pereira versus Francis Ngannou's super fight at heavyweight.
Jeez. Oh, my gosh.
Dana's not going to bring Francis back and give him what he wants, but Alex versus Francis in the super fight is wild. Co-main event is the only Conor McGregor fight I want to see is Conor versus Nate 3. That's it. With your main event being Tom Aspinall versus John Jones for the heavyweight title. Cyril Gane, kick rocks, son.
But John gets it done quick.
Against Tom?
Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, John's going to get it done quick.
You're out of your mind.
He's going to do what he did to Cyril Gane.
He ain't doing that to Tom Aspinall, dog. There ain't no chance, homie.
Tom's tripping.
Not that quick. Nope.
Tom's on the ground.
No. Tom's better at jiu-jitsu than he is striking.
We haven't seen it.
Because, dude, you're out of your mind. It's a competitive fight.
All right. Zach, I do got more questions for you, but we're going to jump over to the Patreon, and we're going to do it on the Patreon. Give them some little bit of more spiciness, all right?
All right.
But where can the people follow, and what's the November card, and where can we get tickets for the November card?
November 14th, fiercefightingchampionship.com, about 3 weeks out. It's a great card. Got a couple pro fights, 3 amateur title fights, and a whole lot of talent on that card. FierceFightingChampionship.com. Go check it out. You can follow me at ZachFierceFC on Instagram.
Nakaya's back, huh?
Kiwi's back.
I'm excited to see her get down.
Absolutely.
Go follow, go like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. But again, just share, like, comment. It's free to show love. Y'all have the day you deserve. Protect your light. We're out. Peace.